21st century, the desire to be a size 0 has been a growing trend. In our feeding clinic over the last 8 weeks, Dr. Christian Jessen's been working tirelessly to overturn this freakish fashion.
A lot of very, very underweight women's collapsed down dead suddenly.
But this week could be the toughest for Dr. Jessen yet, when he's faced with a gangly guy who thinks eating is time-wasting and is just too lazy to cook.
This dangerous fashion to be thin isn't just affecting women. An increasing number of young men are letting their weight drop worryingly low.
22-year-old Alex Law is a super skinny from Stockport, who hasn't eaten a decent meal since he left home 5 years ago. But despite being a dinner dodger, Alex is desperate to fill out.
I know I should definitely be a lot heavier than I am. I can, look at the mirror and look gaunt. I'd say the pressure was on for men to be bigger or bulkier or muscular, more muscular.
Alex works long hours as a plasterer, but not even this physically demanding job can persuade him to refuel.
Yeah, that's it, just climb on.
At a lofty 6'4", Alex's weight should be around 12 stone.
So you are 10 stone 4.
To get his body to a healthy weight, he needs to gain 2 stone.
It's kind of obvious where you're going wrong, really, isn't it? Yeah. Breakfast, 1 caffeine pill. What's that all about?
It's just a way of getting me out of bed.
So you're going to have a good lunch, yeah?
No.
No lunch at all?
No.
And do you not feel hungry?
Not particularly, no. But I am very aware of the fact that I'm tired. That's when I decide, I better eat something. Yeah. It's not a case of, I feel hungry, I shall eat. It's a case of, I'm going to fall asleep, better eat.
Alex's caffeine pill breakfast just about gets him through the morning, and his snack lunches aren't much better. After a full day's hard plastering, he's so tired he can't be bothered to make a decent dinner, and instead crams in sugary snacks as quickly as he can.
I do tend to eat on the trot, and I don't think I've ever really specifically gone and done a week's shop for food. I need someone with a whip to, eat properly, you fool.
Alex hasn't eaten a decent meal since he left home to live on his own.
I do worry about him. When he comes to my house and he pulls his skin and says, look how thin I am, I've got no flesh and all the rest of it. In the long term, I do think he's going to get quite serious illnesses. When he was a child, he had all the healthy stuff. All the baby food had to be handmade and organic. And then to see him now, at 22 years old, just sitting there eating donuts and rubbish is heartbreaking.
Alex claims not to have time to eat, but he has all the time in the world to make sure his car runs like a well-oiled machine. So now, it's time his own body had an MOT. And a Supersize shock tactic is on its way. In the form of 34-year-old telesales worker from Bridgend, Tracy Morgan.
I work with a lot of thin people, and they tend not to eat at all. That's in my experience anyway.
Whereas Alex runs his body on empty, Tracy's gauge is always on full. She's a big-bellied lover of bumper breakfasts, lunches and dinners. This boredom binger fills her time and her face with food. As a call centre worker, her mouth is always on the move, and if she's not talking, she's eating.
She's always up and down the vending machine and stuff, and lots of crisps and chocolate mainly. There's usually a carrier bag that's got a couple of packets of crisps in and chocolate bars. Usually I have to tell her to make sure she's concentrating on taking her calls rather than eating her food that's on her desk a lot of the times.
For the next 5 days, Alex is going to adopt Tracy's Supersize routine in a bid to rediscover his taste buds. As for Tracy, living off Alex's snack-only diet should open her eyes to her excess eating.
19 stone 13.
Perfect, just means if I was taller, I'd be right.
It's body obvious you couldn't meet 2 more different people. You'd think as a plasterer with all that upper body work, Alex's biceps would be bulging. But his upper arm is 7 inches smaller than Tracy's. With a weight difference of over 9 stone, both Alex and Tracy need to learn how to balance their diet.
Your dinners, are not too bad. They're balanced, there's some protein, there's some carbohydrates, lots of vegetables. That's great. But there's an awful lot of junk food and sweeties and things throughout the day.
I have made an effort. I mean, there was a time when I did lose quite a lot of weight, and I was down to like 14, 16-ish. I stayed like that for about a year, and then I started to creep back on and on and on.
Why?
Because, I went for a meal one day, and someone said, do you want a piece of chocolate cake? And I just never stopped saying yes.
You are setting yourself up for big problems. My big worry with you is there is a family history of illness already, isn't there? There's diabetes, there's heart problems. So you have got to start caring about yourself a little bit more.
Fat isn't something Alex is familiar with, so what will be his gut reaction to Tubby Tracy? It's time for Supersize to meet Superskinny.
I'm Alex.
I'm Tracy. You first.
That's amazing. Just feel you out. But the way I am, there's nothing to me.
There's not.
I was quite shocked, obviously, but I'm sure she was shocked at my skinny little frame. But yeah, I've never seen someone that size in the flesh.
What don't you eat then?
I really don't eat that much. I'm not even eating breakfast really half the time, or lunch for that matter. What do you eat?
Everything.
Everything.
Nervous about not eating anything, yes, definitely, because he seems not to eat a lot of food, so...
I am slightly worried about the diet, obviously, because it's going to be quite a large change. She does appear to eat a lot.
Over the next few days, Tracy will be trying to get Alex to pile on some desperately needed pounds by preparing and passing on her plentiful portions. But first, Dr. Jason wants to show them both what 1 week of their current eating looks like, starting with Alex's barely there breakfast.
Do you want to just explain what that is to Tracy so she knows?
Those are caffeine pills.
I'm starving already.
That's breakfast for Alex over the course of a week.
Over a week? I thought you meant a day.
No, this is a week.
Let's have a look what you get through for lunch then.
I think that's it for lunch now. For the week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those 10 are not over the course of the week, are they, Alex? No. What are they?
That's a night.
That's in my
Oh
mind.
my God.
What else would you go through? There's an eclair come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. First bit of vegetable we've seen in the entire week. This is a 6'4" chap, all right? And that is what he gets through an entire week of food. And he wonders why he's not putting any weight.
The average man requires 2,500 calories a day, but because of his active job, Alex needs 3,000 calories a day. At the moment, he's eating just over 2,000, so he's under-eating by at least 2 days' worth of food every week. He's lacking essential minerals and vitamins, which fortunately for him, can all be found in Tracy's varied and supersized diet.
Now look, I can't complain about this. This is sensible breakfast, all right? What do you often have for lunch?
Crisps.
Crisps or
Chocolate.
chocolate. That's not it. Have a look what you get through in a week of snacks, okay?
Didn't feel that much going in.
No, it's easy when it goes, isn't it?
The average woman requires 2,000 calories a day, but Tracy's eating 3,400. That's 23,800 calories every week, and a staggering overeat of 5 days' worth of food. Still to come, will Dr. Jason's stiff warning make Alex stand to attention?
Because your diet is so bad, this is not going to be working properly.
Now, ladies, in order for this to be successful, you'll need to get down to your paper stones. Oh.
Gillian McKeith gets touchy-feely, bottom-squealy for the very last time. And Anna Richardson meets the world's most famous anorexia sufferer.
You don't know where it might take you. You could die.
Purpose, bottoms beware! I'm coming after you!
Britain's got the biggest botties in Europe, measuring in an average of 40.5 inches.
She needs to lose a little bit of padding.
And I have spent the last 8 weeks tracking down the best toning and training techniques to trim down 101 fat tushes. Thanks to me, ladies are loving their newly reduced rears. Because from Cardiff to Coventry, from the north to the south, I've gotten rid of over 115 inches of bum flesh. But I'm not done yet. Tonight, I'm battling the backsides in Basingstoke.
It's 4 feet wide! 4 feet?
No way. With each bum measuring in an average of 46.25 inches, these Basingstoke backsides are nearly 6 inches bigger than the British bottom average. And the total circumference of this lot's saggy saddles is a staggering 370 inches. That's longer than a 6-ton articulated lorry. The rinds on these rears are far too thick for my liking. So I'm going to play dirty to get these piggy posteriors back into shape, and they're either going to be reeling or squealing when they see what I've got in store.
You all want tight tushes, right? Well, farm labour burns up to 517 calories an hour. So that's why mucking out the pig's den is an excellent way to tone up your behinds. Get a shovel, girls, and start mucking. Give it a bit of welly. Just think of the calories that you're burning.
I feel much firmer now.
It's only been a minute. Could you go back and get more straw? Straw, thank you.
All the little pigs, they grunt and howl, grunt and howl.
It's eating the bag!
Everybody makes a rhyme down on Jollity Farm.
Oh my God! Oh, for goodness sake. It's never going to work. We're going to be here all year. Dump the shovels down, please. I've got another idea.
Well, they certainly made a pig's ear of that. But I've got another mucky method in mind to slim down their saggy seats. A mud wrap.
Now, ladies, in order for this to be successful, you'll need to get down to your paper thongs.
This clay formula is designed to reduce the toxins in the bum and thighs. Toxins build up between and around our fat cells, and fatty foods, caffeine, smoking and alcohol are all major causes.
Really get it on there, you're not going to get the benefit. See?
The manufacturers claim that mud draws out toxins through the pores in the skin. The cleansed skin is supposed to regain its elasticity, and the bum and thighs should contract and get smaller.
Do you feel like your bum has lifted?
Well, I don't feel like it's all over the place. I feel a bit more in proportion with myself, I think.
This technique, while not permanent, promises results after just one session. The home kit costs £49.95 for 4 to 6 treatments. Later, I'll be remeasuring to find out if this method really is a muddy marvel.
It's the first night at the food clinic and the first meal of the diet swap. Alex trades his cheese toasty for Tracy's ginormous roast dinner. And it seems one is more impressed than the other.
The only two foods I can't eat, and that's cheese and eggs. And cheese makes me vomit.
Cheesed off Tracy can only watch as Alex tucks into her favourite meal of the week.
Should get to eat it slowly.
I don't do slowly. I eat things very quickly.
It's been half a decade since Alex had a meal this big, but that doesn't stop him wolfing down his gravy-laden chicken, roasties, mashed potato, stuffing, cabbage, broccoli, green beans, and 2 Yorkshire puddings. And it's not long before he feels the effects.
I've eaten that far too quickly and far too much. I don't know how she copes with that much food in general. I mean, that's a lot of food, especially one sitting, and then to have like snacks round it. That's hit me like a brick. Oh. I'm going to stay like this for a minute. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Ouch. But there's no let-up. The next morning, to try and get his underfed body back into the routine of eating, Tracy serves up something Alex isn't used to. Breakfast. Tracy, however, isn't so lucky.
What's going to fill me up for the day then?
Caffeine.
Well, I do. Yeah, that doesn't seem fair somehow.
It's a hard pill for Tracy to swallow, and though Alex isn't in the habit of morning eating, he manages to tuck into his muesli. If, like Alex, food isn't your priority, here are our golden rules for filling out to a healthier weight. Never go without breakfast. Eat something that's high in carbohydrates like porridge, toast, or cereal. Make sure to include 3 healthy snacks in your daily diet. Pack in plenty of lean protein like chicken or fish. And finally, don't feel guilty about what you eat. The tastes, textures and colours are there to be enjoyed.
You must hate me right now.
I do. I'm definitely surprised you tucked into both my dinner and my breakfast and finished it, no problem.
This swap shows that Alex can eat and he actually enjoys his food. His problem is he's just lazy and food is right at the bottom of his list of priorities.
To fast-track healthy eating to the top of Alex's to-do list, Dr. Jessen's going to show him how being underweight is jeopardising his health. And to begin with, he's decided to hit Alex where it hurts the most. His manhood.
Because your diet is so bad, this is not going to be working properly. And I'm not just talking about sort of erections and functions like that, but your sperm. You're lacking important things like zinc and vitamin E and other vital minerals that are really important for sperm.
I wasn't aware that it could, my diet could affect that.
It can affect your fertility directly, like that. And
that's not good, is it?
Being underweight can lower a man's sex drive. A diet lacking vitamins and the mineral zinc can reduce sperm performance and your chances of fatherhood. Alex's skinny frame and lack of body muscle is a clear sign that he's undernourished.
There's not the sort of masculine muscle bulk there, is there? Around the shoulders and around here, it's very, very bony. You're just not eating enough to sustain yourself. And so, first of all, your muscle strength won't be as good as it should be. And also, the energy that your body is trying desperately to get is not coming from your diet, it's coming from you.
Scrawny Alex is not just lacking bulk, but stamina too, so he often feels tired and lethargic. Because he's so thin, his body has to break down its own muscle to refuel. Alex, therefore, is being doubly hit by his diet. He feels weak because his muscles are small and because he doesn't have enough energy to use them.
Wow. Chicken leg.
What do you think? Chicken leg?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You should have a little bit more muscle bulk around your thigh and things.
Yeah.
And I'm really concerned that it's like this because of what you're eating and the fact that you just sort of digested yourself.
Don't know how they keep me stood up right now.
Fortunately for Alex, he can change this. Providing he gives his body the energy it needs through a balanced diet and regular eating, his muscles should rebuild and he won't feel so sluggish. While Alex almost never eats, Tracy hardly ever stops. So having to prepare the national snack of Welsh cakes for someone else to eat is going to be a huge test.
It's a bit hideous getting me to cook my Welsh cakes for him, so yeah, it's not really fair, is it?
It's really nice, actually.
As Alex sits down to enjoy Tracy's national nibble, she looks like she's missing her munchies.
Tracy's boredom and lack of discipline are constantly sending her off snacking, and if she's going to have any chance at all of losing weight, she needs to crack this bad habit.
It's the second night of the swap. And dinner time. After 24 hours of surviving on snacks, Tracy's relieved to finally get something she can eat.
Tonight's choice is much better than last night's cheese on toast.
As Tracy gratefully tucks into her chicken, rice and peas, Alex plows into his cheese-free pizza.
This is actually really nice.
I told you.
In the past couple of days, I've been full, solidly. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre feeling.
Despite feeling full, undernourished Alex has polished off everything he's been given on the swap so far. Chomping his way through another big meal starts him thinking about his attitude to food.
I specifically won't eat anything that'll take longer than 5 minutes.
Where do you have to be?
I don't know. I've thought that a lot, recently, like over the past couple of days. Because I'm not always constantly my excuses that I'm in a rush for something. And when I come to think about it, I have absolutely no idea what I'm in a rush for.
Alex isn't the only one baffled by how his weight got out of hand, because life for Tracy hasn't always been so large.
That's a picture of me when I was about 27 and I did lose a lot of weight. And that's what I hope to get back to again, because that picture up there, it doesn't even look like me, does it? It looks like a pretty person. When I got married, I put all that weight on. And it doesn't look like the same person, does it? Even my mouth is smaller, my eyes, everything.
Tracy isn't the only one wanting her past physique back.
That boy over there is very cute.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
And he looks like he eats proper food as well.
He did that, yeah.
His little chubby cheeks. You've got your little taekwondo thing on there as well.
Yeah, I think that's probably the healthiest point in my life, because I was eating properly, I was doing lots of exercise.
I was going to say, you got a little bit of chubs in your chops there. So what happened between there and now?
I don't know, laziness.
Memory lane has reminded Tracy and Alex of how healthy they once were. And having seen Alex once so well fed, Tracy's curious to know how he feels about his bad binging.
How long do you think you could keep eating like you are like that?
I think I could probably squeeze another 3 or 4 years out of it, but I think physically I'm going to start deteriorating. I mean, I already feel knackered all the time.
With 3 days still to go, the swap's already opened Alex's eyes to how destructive his usual eating habits are.
Because you've not had the correct diet and you just feel crap all throughout the day and all throughout the night.
It's been 4 weeks since my big bums from Basingstoke got their muddy mission.
Yes, I love that.
But did the mud wraps reduce those rather round rears?
Ladies of Basingstoke, in that mud, didn't you? So have your bums bitten the dirt, or do they belong in the farmyard? Let's take a look.
Well, these tushes are looking trimmer and feeling slimmer.
It's a bit bump.
But as always, it comes down to the tail of the tape.
I've lost 2 inches and I've gone from 39 to a 37. Before we did the wrap, I was 55 inches. Gillian's just measured me and I'm 49 and a half. I've lost 5.5 inches and I'm really pleased.
Give it a clap, come on.
It's good, it makes your skin nice and smooth, so try it.
The current leader in this bottom-reducing battle is Cardiff, where the Welsh ladies on their surfing simulators lost an average of 2.32 inches. But can my Basingstoke backsides make Cardiff a bum score?
Got your results here. You have lost in total 19 inches.
That's an average loss of 2.38 inches per bottom, which means Basingstoke and their mud rats take first place and top my Band Big Bums leaderboard. It was a dirty job, but a job worth doing. Well done, girls.
It's day 3 of the diet swap. Tracy's been feeding gangly Alex her plate-packed portions, and as he faces another feast to start the day, Tracy gets another get-up-and-go Alex special.
What is that?
Well, it's a meal replacement shake. Alex has got the works, a full-cooked breakfast with fried bread, toast, tea and a large glass of milk.
Yeah, this does actually look really nice, to be fair.
Tracy usually loves her strawberry milkshakes, but this nutritional drink doesn't quite hit the mark.
I'm not sure if it's a meal replacement because you're just getting a drink that tastes like what strawberry should taste like. Why not have a strawberry?
I couldn't imagine eating a full English breakfast on a daily basis, or not even a weekly basis. Wake up to eat just seems a bit like, what's the point? I need to get out of that mindset, it's ridiculous. If the rest of the country can do them, why the hell can't I?
Neither Alex nor Tracy prepare a packed lunch for work. So to demonstrate what they'd usually buy for their meal break, they pop to the local pub. And it's more hearty food for Alex. This time a steak, baked potato and salad. But once again, Tracy's side of the table looks small in comparison.
What is wrong with this picture?
What's wrong with that? Lunchtime, that's exactly what you should be eating, a bacon butty.
But it seems Tracy isn't the only one unhappy with her meal.
This steak is, it's all right. I mean, I do prefer it rare.
That's gorgeous. That's worth it, though. Look at that.
Yeah, all right.
That's an 8-ounce fillet there.
Still burnt, though.
And as newborn food connoisseur Alex starts to pick fault in his food, famished Tracy starts to pick fault with him.
He likes it medium rare. He likes it pouring with blood. He still eats it. Every single bite of it. And he's on about the potato being too big. He ate that as well. All the salad. I don't like red onions. They do something to me. Ate the red onions too. For someone who doesn't like to eat or hasn't got the time and is not always fussed about eating, he's doing a really good job of eating, isn't he?
If you've ever dreamt about being thin, then I hope that some of the shocking stories I've come across over the last 7 weeks have made you think again. The desire to lose weight is pushing many young people to dangerous extremes.
The nurses would have to hold me down. I remember being held down by like 6 members of staff just to try and feed me.
From catwalk models under pressure to be size 0.
The toilets at the fashion shows were covered in diarrhea.
How's that for beauty queen, huh?
To ordinary women who just want their figures back.
It's a mess. Oh, okay.
Or people who misuse their medication to control their weight.
You've gone blind in one eye? Yeah, I went blind from it.
It's made me re-examine why we're so hotly in pursuit of something that can seriously damage our bodies, and in the most extreme cases, our minds. This desire to be thinner can lead to serious eating disorders and mental illness. My final story is also the most tragic. Suffering from anorexia nervosa since her teens, 27-year-old Isabel Caro agreed to pose for a campaign to highlight the shocking reality of anorexia. I've come to Paris to meet her and find out the truth of what it's like to suffer from the disease.
When you were asked to do the ad campaign, to pose nude on that extraordinary poster, what was the message that you were hoping to get across to people?
J'ai voulu faire cette campagne tout simplement parce que je pense que quand
I wanted to do the campaign simply because I think that when I was 14, in my full-blown anorexic phase, if I'd seen a poster like that showed the effects of the illness and the destruction it causes, I don't think I ever would have taken it so far.
Et j'ai voulu mettre ces années de souffrance.
I wanted to make some good come out of those years of suffering. I thought that it could show how dangerous it is. If it could save just one person, then I would have accomplished something with my life.
Quelque chose de ma vie. Même si c'était difficile de faire ce choix de poser.
Even though it was difficult to pose nude like that, with my emaciated body, and with no makeup or anything, and above all, because I'm an actress, and I knew that'd be less in demand afterwards.
J'aurais été moins sollicitée par la suite, et que c'était sûr que.
And with all those sores in that photo, everything you can see, everything it showed that was repellent, repulsive, it will damage my career. But I made the decision simply because I wanted to save other people. That's what the media should be used for. It was my duty to do it.
Do you think that people still aren't ready to see naked women with anorexia? It's just too much. It's too much to take in.
C'est pas une anorexie nulle, c'est-à-dire c'est toutes ces plaies, tout ce.
It's not a naked anorexic. It's not a thin woman up there. It's something else. It's the truth. And the truth frightens people.
While you were starving yourself, just tell me exactly what happened in terms of your body. Just tell me about the deterioration.
Il y avait des moments où je ne pouvais même pas.
There were moments where I couldn't even make it to the shower. I had to crawl on all fours like an animal because I didn't have the strength.
J'avais pas la force. Mes règles,
my periods were affected and still are.
Je les ai eus quand j'avais 15 ans et puis après.
I had them when I was 15, and from then on they were very irregular. It's been more than 5 years since I've had them. I've lost teeth, my skin. I don't show people because it's embarrassing.
Je le montre pas toujours parce que c'est gênant.
I don't like it. I don't like showing it. It's embarrassing. The skin is really, really dry.
C'est inévitable, c'est-à-dire que la peau est très très desséchée. Il y a plein de choses en fait.
There's lots of things, in fact. My sight too. I have one eye I practically can't see anything with.
Je peux pas les avoir longs.
I can't have my hair long because it just breaks. It's extremely dry. My fingers are withered, and I have lesions on my legs. I'm in pain the whole time. My coccyx, for example, hurts a lot. As soon as I sit down, it really hurts. There are moments where it's so painful that I can't even sit down because I don't have flesh on my buttocks.
So, what would you say to any woman that was dieting just that bit too far?
I'd say, stop right now. You don't realize the folly of trying to control everything. You don't know where it might take you. You could die.
Meeting Isabel is a salutary reminder to us all not to become too focused on our body weight. Please, don't let it get out of control.
Superskinny Alex has been supersizing his on-the-hop diet with the help of eating opposite, Tracy. So far, Alex seems to be enjoying his food. Dinner time. Alex has already eaten a huge supper and he's got chocolate for dessert.
Quite chuffed with that.
But for her main course, Tracy's having a bag of 10 sugar-coated, sickly sweet donuts.
This amount of donuts is overwhelming.
Tracy normally loves sweet snacks, but eating nothing but them is making her realise just how bad for her they are.
I thought tonight I would have something like he eats on his way home, like a pizza or a kebab, and I thought at least I'll have some meat and a proper meal.
Despite feeling hungry after her poultry lunch, Supersize Tracy rejects Alex's sickly donuts after a few mouthfuls.
I can't eat these. I gave you a selection of stuff. Like you had steak and potato and salad and mushrooms. I just got dough and some raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Watching Tracy struggle with what he usually eats has given Alex a wake-up call.
Oh, God, you could really do with a bleeding meal. I've given him rubbish to eat. I eat rubbish. I'll look at it like that, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah, it's got to change. It has to. It can't continue this way.
Tracy is struggling on Alex's erratic menu, and this morning is no exception.
This morning, Tracy, I'm having a lovely meal of nothing. Because some mornings I do just completely skip breakfast.
As Tracy sits down to a plate of nothing, Alex sits down to a breakfast of muesli and 2 bags of beef crisps. And he tucks in.
I feel like I'm missing the textures of food and what flavours taste like. Every time he's eaten something of mine, he's eaten how tasty it is. And then he gives me this for breakfast. I don't understand.
During the swap, Alex has been experiencing a variety of different flavours and foods. Now his taste buds have been awakened, he can understand what Tracy's missing on his mundane and measly diet.
I can understand why she's upset. It's fair enough, really. I'd be upset if I wasn't used to it.
Because of his physical job, Alex claims not to have time to think about food. But telesales worker Tracy is just the opposite. So he's taken her for a plastering lesson to take her mind off her rumbling tum and give her a workout.
It does look like thick chocolate sauce, doesn't it?
Okay, not a great start. Physical work isn't something telesales Tracy is used to. For Tracy to lose weight, she needs to start doing a little bit more with her body and a little less with her mouth.
How cool does that look?
Absolutely crushing.
Oh my God.
The plastering looks like it's paying off, as the more Tracy gets into it, the less her empty belly seems to be bothering her.
You forget that you're even hungry, and it does happen. So yeah, when your mind is active on something else, you tend to forget about your hunger. And the job I do is just talking on the phone all day. If you are pretty bored, you tend to munch.
I think she's coped quite well, actually. I was expecting to be a bit more knackered after that, but she seemed fine.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Very good.
Job well done.
Indeed.
Everyone in the family needs a certain amount of food to get through the day, but if you take in more energy than you burn off, you'll put on weight. I've come to a South London supermarket to ask the checkout guys and girls if Mum knows best when it comes to counting calories.
Nothing beats getting cosy round the table with your nearest and dearest as you settle down to a cosy family meal. I've got 3 versions to show you. Version 1, roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, all the trimmings with the veg. Version 2, spaghetti bolognese with extra lean mince and garlic bread. And version 3, bangers of mash with onion gravy and vegetables. The question is, which typical British meal is the highest in calories?
I would say this one.
You think roast beef and Yorkshire pudding? Boys, hello?
I'm trying it.
Show it soft, show your muscles.
Come on, don't be shy.
Oh, he's gonna do it! The roast beef and Yorkshire pudding.
That one?
The spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too bad if they're healthy sausages. Spaghetti.
Why do you think the spaghetti bolognese has the most calories?
Because this is all carbohydrate and lots of beef.
I would actually say the roast beef Yorkshire pudding.
The results are in. Almost half the people who work in the supermarket think that roast beef and Yorkshire pudding with vegetables is the highest in calories. Are they right? Or are they wrong?
Well, they couldn't be more wrong. Coming in highest was the spaghetti bolognese with a whopping 810 calories. For the same amount of calories, you could eat 2 servings of shepherd's pie with vegetables, 4 servings of grilled pork steak with salad, or 81 large mushrooms. Next, with 784 calories, was the sausage mash, gravy and mixed veg. But if you like your sausages, I have 3 lower calorie alternatives for you. And the winner was the roast beef meal with only 637 calories. To make sure that you can boast that your roast is good for your family, choose a lean cut of meat, don't butter up the veggies, and watch out for how many Yorkshire puddings you put on your plate.
So I was wrong.
So you got all wrong.
Completely wrong. Tried.
It's the last day of the swap, and this morning Alex has exchanged chocolate bars for Tracy's sensible porridge. But if the chocolate is the sweet, then Tracy's the sour because she is not happy.
It's a really bad breakfast. I feel disappointed that this is what you have for breakfast.
It's not about, oh, isn't it tasty and all this? It's just, is it going to get me from A to B? And that does get me from A to B.
I'm not going to eat any of this, Alex, because it's just crap.
I don't know, it's what you've had this week is what I would have had on an average week. I'm not dead.
I did not want that for breakfast. And then he tried to defend it, and his reasons why this is good for your breakfast, and I can't believe it.
For years, Tracy's always said yes to cakes and snacks, but now she's learning to say no. This swap is teaching her some self-discipline and some control over what she's eating, and that's something that she's never had before.
If, like Tracy, you struggle to control those calories, here's our guide to losing weight healthily and keeping it off. Junk the sugary snacks, they're also high in fat. Refined sugar and carbs are full of calories and play havoc with your metabolism. Plan your meal times so that you don't run out of essentials and end up filling up on unhealthy snacks. If you are going to eat between meals, make it something healthy like fruit or nuts. Again, planning ahead is key. And finally, the golden rule. Always leave the table feeling you could have eaten just a little bit more. It's the last and final meal offering. Alex gets chicken burger, baked beans and a Coke, but he disappoints his eating buddy again with more chocolate.
What have I done to deserve this?
I'm sorry.
What is that? More chocolate.
Just
after breakfast of chocolate.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any proper food, I would get heartburn, and that would make me grumpy. And I'd rather just be grumpy and not in pain than grumpy and in pain.
Alex has enjoyed the food on his side of the swap, but the last 5 days hasn't just advanced his appetite. Observing his daily diet has also been a wake-up call.
Watching Tracy eat the food that I eat, especially today, has really shown me how bad my diet is.
The diet swap has come to an end, but has the shock therapy been enough for Alex and Tracy to change their eating habits and embrace a regular and balanced diet?
So, here we are. We've got to the end of the week. How's it been? Tracy?
Difficult. Difficult.
Has it? You found it tough?
Eating more junk than normal, yeah.
More junk than normal,
Yeah.
Alex, what have you enjoyed most about this week?
I experienced a lot of new foods,
Yeah.
a lot of things I wouldn't usually have.
And lots of fruit and veg.
And lots of fruit and veg,
Yeah?
yeah.
What one bit of advice do you think you'd like to give Alex?
Plan your meals. And write a list at the beginning of each week. Get a shopping list going.
Well, look, I've got your diet plan, so Tracy, that's yours. Alex, that's yours. Don't let me down, okay? It's hard work. Alex, you can't be lazy anymore. You've got to make the time. And no more snacking, all right? And there better be some big changes, okay?
This diet swap has definitely shown me that when I eat my crisps and my chocolate and my pop, that it is basically just boredom.
However it's been in the past, it has to change. I have to make time to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner. If I don't, then there's no point. And that's the whole point of this. I want to make like a difference. I just want it to be a nice, stable diet where I'm feeling good all throughout the day.
Their 5 days in the food clinic has had its ups and downs, but Alex and Tracy are only just over the first hurdle. They've now got to go their separate ways and stick to their new balanced diet plans for the next 10 weeks. Coming up, Tracy and Alex get the results of their final weigh-in.
Well, you're now...
Plus, after weeks of non-stop dieting, Anna Richardson reveals her favourite weight loss methods.
It's been a bonkers journey. Some things work, some things are insane. Well, I have, on your behalf, dear viewer, been on a roller coaster ride, investigating all the crazy fad diets that are out there. But actually, I've shifted 1.5 stone by the end of all of this. Some things work, some things are insane. 5 bags of apples coming up. Week 1 was the apple diet for me, which was a bit of a shock introduction into the world of crazy diets. I was beside myself with hunger and just generally being a right grouchy old cow. And at the end of it, I lost £1 pound. My natural tummy tuck massage. I've got to tell you, it worked. I have just done the biggest poo known to mankind. Gillian McKeith would be proud of me. Tell you what, I lost inches off my waist and my hips. The surgery, the smart lipo, I've heard from many, many people, it's a really good quick fix solution, but for me, it went wrong. Bad arm, good arm, fat arm, thin arm. Baby food week. I honestly thought, brilliant, I'm going to be dead thin by the end of the week. It was like eating pots of pureed snot. I really wasn't looking forward to doing the diet pill week. And I tell you what, I think I lost at the end of it about £1 or £2. What's the point? The maple syrup diet. Essentially you're fasting. All you're taking in is water and sugar, and it absolutely is not a good idea. I hated it.
So we do, and it's perfect.
The one diet that worked for me was hypnosis, because it addresses the psychological relationship that you yourself have with food.
This eating too much is a habit that you learnt, and just as you acquired it, you can get rid of it.
And it really weirdly, naturally, made me want to make healthy food choices. And at the end of my hypnosis week, I lost £3, which was more than any other diet that I tried. Do you know what I've learned on this series? There is no secret to weight loss. You just eat a little bit less and you move a little bit more. It's literally that simple. Good luck.
10 weeks ago, Alex was a super skinny on-the-run eater who survived on little more than caffeine pills and cakes. Now it's time to find out if proper healthy eating has helped him fill out into a more manly frame.
How's it going? It's been good. Been eating, been doing shopping, been looking after myself. I'm not tired anymore, not lethargic. I wake up in the morning.
And no more caffeine pills in the morning?
No more caffeine pills.
And you're having breakfast?
I'm having breakfast, yeah.
You think you've put on weight?
I do, yeah. I feel like I've put on some weight, yeah.
I think you definitely have. You look good. Should we go weigh you?
Yeah, let's go.
Come on with me.
Alex certainly looks like he's bulked up a bit, but has he managed to get himself to a more healthy weight? Time for his final weigh-in.
Look at you!
I'm fatty.
Fucking cracking, Tracy.
What do you think?
Alex is reunited with his diet swap partner Tracy to share the results.
Alex, how much did you weigh when you first came here?
I think it was about, not really, I think it was about 10 stone, I think, was it?
10 stone 4.
Ooh.
10 stone 4.
Ooh.
Well, you're now 10 stone 12. So you've put on 8 pounds. That's over half a stone.
Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that.
You're doing the right things. You are eating breakfast.
Still paid off.
Alex has also added 1.5 inches round his waist and 1/2 inch on each arm. 10 weeks ago, Supersize Tracy had an unhealthy love of crisps and chocolate. So has she started to shift a few of those excess pounds?
19 stone 13 you were.
Right.
It's quite a lot, wasn't it? 19, 13. Well, you're now 18 stone 3. You've lost 1 stone 10 pounds. That's nearly 2 stone.
Oh my God.
Fantastic. I'm so happy. Well done. I'm really pleased for you. Alex, what do you think?
Really proud of that.
Are you pleased?
That's immense. That's brilliant.
She's also lost 3 inches off that bulging belly and an incredible 4 inches around each thigh.
Well done.
You can have that.
What's that?
That's a Welsh flag.
I really think Wales can be proud.
I mean, I did this. I didn't do it for anyone else. I did it for me because I'm the fat person and I'm the one that wanted to lose weight. So I'm really chuffed. I know it's 2 stone, but that's just the beginning. Yeah, I want to be able to go into a normal shop and buy normal clothes instead of buying the ugly clothes from the fat shop.
I'm really glad I took part in this because it's sort of forced me to do what I knew I should have done anyway, but it's sort of given me that extra boost. And I don't really feel like it's that difficult. It's not really a chore. It's just eat properly.
Alex just needed to grow up, which he's now done. He's planning his meals and he's shopping ahead, and it's working, and he's put on the weight.
Since I've been on this, and since I've been like looking after myself and eating properly, it's probably the best I've felt and probably looked. So I'm really chuffed with that.
We're looking for people to take part in the next series of Supersize versus Super Skinny. So if you are overweight or underweight and would like to appear, log on to www.channel4.com/take part.